This is Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use, fair use.
Then he would go to the cemeteries where they were buried, and at night he would dig them up, have sex with them. Those were his words to me. That kept him occupied for several years. So he kept the fantasies going and actually acting out. How many he had sex with, I don't know. She doesn't know. She didn't know. But certainly the whole fantasy development about being with someone who'd been buried was really, really important to him.
But grave robbing couldn't satisfy his urges for long. He even owned a mannequin at one point, but it wasn't the same thing. In 1987, Dahmer's killing career would resume, and he would take the lives of 16 additional men and boys. Often, he'd pick them up at gay bars, bathhouses, and porn shops, and take them back to his apartment for a drink.
He was very low profile. He'd just meet people. He was very friendly. Invite them to his home. Sure, come over, have a drink. And then he would spike the drink, and they'd become unconscious. In the beginning, it wasn't that way. The men went to his home. They stayed with him for a few days. He didn't kill them immediately. It's when they said they had to leave, that's when he knew he had to kill them, because he couldn't allow them to abandon him, to reject him.
Many of Dahmer's victims shared a similar profile. They were mostly men of color who were in peak physical condition, or in Dahmer's words, had a Chippendale body type.
I think he deliberately selected men in places that he thought these men would not be missed. And there may have been this piece, I'm speculating on this, they chose men of color because he wasn't a man of color. And that way he wouldn't be a suspect. Because if these men of color were disappearing, they'd be looking for someone else, a man of color, who might be doing it. And he certainly didn't fit that description.
Once his victim was unconscious, Dahmer would strangle them, then proceed to have sex with the body.
This is the piece about these serial killers, which is going back into Esau, Edom, and the origin of these serial killers and why they is even serial killers. So first of all, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you go into the history of these people, you got to understand their beginning. And their beginning was contrary to the Israelites. Now 23 talks about they was born with the Israelites in the womb, and these was two nations. And these were the children of Isaac, who was Abraham's son or child, to Abraham's seed that was going to get the inheritance. So these two twins was receiving the inheritance of Abraham. But you had Esau here in verse 25. It says the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So this child, he came out with albinism, with leprosy, where you can see his skin, his blood through the skin. When you go into Leviticus 13 and 13, it tells you this leprosy is from head to toe. He's going to have this leprosy from head to toe, meaning no pigmentation on his body from head to toe. And he's going to be a clean leprosy. Okay? Then when you go into 27, it tells you the characteristic of this man, of his nation. It said, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. See, he was like a beast, a cunning hunter. This is why in Genesis it gives you this parable. Now everybody want to take Genesis literal, but it's a parable given by an Israelite. See, Moses was an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. Levi was his father. His daddy, his granddaddy was Jacob. You see, and so this was an Israelite giving this parable about a serpent, a man of the field, a beast of the field. And this was the first example of Esau Edom to explain this lion serpent. Now, when you go into 30, it says that they eventually called his name Edom because he was eating this red pottage, and he sold his birthright for this red pottage. 31 said, and Jacob said, sell me this day your birthright. See, if you want this red pottage, sell me this day your birthright, and we gonna call you Edom. We gonna call you red because you so bloodthirsty. See, and the pottage wasn't red for no reason, man. Now, when you go into let's see, the cunning part, I got the hunter. See, the hunter is just like with Jeffrey Dahmer. He hunting down the man, and he's hunting down these Negro men. Let's deal with the hunting part first, then we'll go into the cunning. Okay, so the hunting part. Let's go into Psalm. This is Psalms 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is your sword. See, while he was picking these so-called colored men, which was Israelites, see, it wasn't no scratching booted Africans. This man in 1987 was grabbing up. See, they know not to deal with Esau. It was probably these Negro men in the nightclub drinking and being a homosexual. And you see, and he winning what pretty much became the sword of the Lord for these homos. See, because the Lord says it's a death sentence if you want to be dealing with a man, two men dealing with each other. So he used Esau as a sword, like Romans 13. Say, if you doing bad, you better beware, because I gave this man a sword. I gave this man a license to kill. That's what you go into Ecclesiastes. Say, this man has the power to kill your behind, man. So if you doing wickedness, you is so out of there. But let's go into I want to get another one. What's this? Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. This goes along with the Romans 13. Because some people try to say, oh, Romans 13 is talking about religious order. Okay, well, look at verse 28 of Ecclesiastes 39. It said that there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, famine, death, all these was created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So he create spirits to punish the wicked. And Esau Edom was the sword of the Lord. He's created to be a sword to execute vengeance upon these Israelites, man. And you see who he was targeting. See, you see he wasn't targeting these Bible believers who's trying to keep the law of Moses, and these Bible believers that's going on the corners and preaching. No, he wasn't targeting them. He targeting a freaking alphabet, Rainbow Coalition, Pride Month person. See, that's who he targeting, because he is the sword of the Lord. The Lord using him to punish the wicked. This is what these Edomites is used for. This is why when they came out the room, they represented blood. They represented And let's get that real quick. See, they represented death. That's in Habakkuk. See, there's so many precepts come to mind when they're talking about these Edomites. Real quick, I'm going to get Ezekiel real quick. I want to let the scriptures speak. This is Ezekiel 35 and 6. Really, it tells you at verse 5. It says, but you have had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So you killing these Israelites, man. And this is what Esau represented, to punish these Israelites. This is what one of his main purpose. See, it says, verse 6, therefore as I live, says the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and the blood shall pursue thee. Saith, you have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. See, you going to be out for blood. You going to be chasing it down. You going to be wanting to deal in that manner of murder and bloodshed. Look at Habakkuk 2. It says, for behold, verse 4, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. See, he's a certified wicked. And the Lord said, all souls are mine. And he created this man to be wicked. Verse 5, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. See, and that wine goes into his lies. He's 100% hardcore liar, a cunning. It says, neither keepeth that home and who enlarges his desire as hell. See, he desiring to go all in the people's graves and to have relations with them. Dig them up and let's have relations with them. A red dragon. It says, and is as death. See, he's so wicked, man. He'll go dig in the ground and grab a dead person and be a whole fornicator. A supreme fornicator, the ultimate almighty fornicator, Esau Edom, and cannot be satisfied. See, he wasn't satisfied with just digging up dead people. He said, let me turn some people that's still alive, let me turn them into dead people, and then I can hump on them when I kill them. See, this is what Esau Edom do, man. And they trying to demonize and accuse the brethren. See, they trying to slander us when they done set up the whole situation. So you can never be compared to us. You can never compare to us, because you can't say this stuff about us. We ain't did this right here in verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. See, they established Babylon the Great America by slaughtering 77 million Native Americans, man. See, they brought all of these Israelites from the tribe of Judah and Benjamin and Levi from the west coast of Africa, killing about 100 million of them during a course of 300 years, man, 300 to 400 years of slave ship travel and plantation hardcore bondage, where they doing all kind of wickedness and abominations on these plantations. Now, when you go into which one is it? I want to go into that cunning thing. Let me see if I got all the hunting stuff out the way. Cause they hunt you down. Let me get Micah to end off the hunting thing. Micah 2. It says verse 2, to get right to the point. It says, they covet fields, meaning they take your whole land and take them by violence. See, we coming to take your land, and we killing everybody on the land till we get rid of them, just like they're doing over there in Gaza right now. And houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house and even a man in his heritage. See, while we taking the heritage of these Israelites, we gonna slaughter you other Arabs off this land, so we can completely have this area, so we can say that we've been the Israelites the whole time. Cause we got a plan to get rid of the real Israelites. So once we get rid of them, all they gonna know is that these peoples here, they are the Israelites. But anyway, let's get into this cunning part, because this is the part I wanted Salakia. For the con part, this guy right here.
Kraken, there are a lot of things that we do for our clients, a lot of things that we have in place that safeguard those funds. One is
as their
fair use. Real quick, fair use. This is for teaching purposes only, criticism, news reporting, fair use.
called superpower, you must agree. People have been known to hand over cash, cars, houses, credit card details, bank details. Their entire life savings or their life savings of their corporations have gone to scrupulous con men using the superpowers we are about to talk of. Now, I've spent 20 years of my life as a professional deceiver. In fact, people may argue even more than that because I started off as an actor, still deceiving. Then I became a magician, very much deceiving, and then I did a show on the BBC called The Real Hustle. We did over 100 episodes, it was sold all over the world, and I wrote and performed, along with my co-stars, over 500 scams and scammed people all over Europe and America. And that has taught me a few things. Number one, magic is exactly the same as sales, it's exactly the same as scams, and it's exactly the same as politics. They're all in one big bucket, folks. Why? Because it all boils down to the same thing. What are they selling? They're selling a story. It's a story and a narrative that they want you to buy into. Now, I'm not saying they're all crooked, I'm not saying they're all criminals, but they're all trying to do the same thing. They're trying to sell you on a story to get you to buy into their narrative.
Okay, now this is what it's all about.
The good politicians, the good magicians, the good salespeople,
the Edomites
and the great
are con Salakia. They are conning hunters, and the conning part is what the Negroes can't get around. When you go into was it 1 John? Let me try 4. Yeah, here we go. Verse 3. See, it's a spiritual thing. It says, every spirit that confess not that Yahushua Mashiach is coming in flesh is not of God. See, they're going to tell you that it don't matter that they put up they Edomite Jesus with leprosy and albinism, blonde hair and blue eyes and all that crap. It don't matter. See, the flesh don't matter. This is why he's telling you the spirit they going to be coming with. Says, and this is the spirit of Antichrist. See, they gonna come with a bold-faced lie, and the Lord can't stand and hate liars. It says, well, ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is in the world. See, it wasn't no special Antichrist man that's coming right before Christ come. I'm not Salakia, not Christ. Yahushua. We using this Antichrist, anti-Mashiach, anti-Yahushua pretty much at the end of the day. The enemy of Yahushua gonna put up a false image. And he told you that it was gonna happen. Real quick, let's get the basics for the newcomer. Matthew 24. Verse 4, it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. See, no man con your behind. For many have come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many. See, these people is going to come and say, this is who he is. We look like him. We the same people. That's our Messiah. That ain't got nothing to do with these dark people. See, these dark people, all of them come from Ham. They not even a part of the what you call it, the Israelites and Abraham and all that. They not even close to Abraham and his people. They from Ham. See, they from a whole nother people. This is what that these Edomites was gonna come and do. So this is let's get verse 11. It says, for many false prophets shall arise, the false Israelites, because the prophets was always Israelites, and shall deceive many. That's why you got them people over there in the Holy Land with small hats on their head, telling bold-faced lies, talking about they the original, when everybody know They come from the Khazars Empire, which was a bunch of Edomites. See, the children of Esau. So these are the cunning hunters, man. They know how to con your behind. Let's go to King David. King David says it the best. Psalm 52. It says, the Psalm of David, when Doeg, the Edomite, came and told Saul a bold-faced lie. See, verse 2, it says, your tongue divides mischief like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You love evil more than good and love telling a lie rather than to speak righteousness. Thou lovest all devouring words, O you deceitful tongue. See, this is what these Edomites love to do. Tell a bunch of lies. Oh, David is conspiring against you, Saul. Go down there and kill 80-something priests in the land of Benjamin. And the Edomites, he sent the Edomites to go down there and kill him too. Say, well, you go down there and kill him. This is what Saul told Doeg. Take you and your Edomites, y'all go down there and kill him. Now, verse 2, he says, in heart, well, you in heart, ye work wickedness. So these Edomites, they work wickedness, man. They are the wicked. Ye weigh, he said, ye weigh the violence, ye weigh the violence of your hand in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. See, they come from Esau, the cunning hunter. They born with the traits of their forefather. And the Lord was going to use their nation as the wicked in this story of the ungodly and the godly. Now, when you go into, which one was it? The violence. I wanted to get the violence. I wanted the violence to be the first verse that I brought out, because this verse is describing these Edomites. We'll wrap it up with the verse. It's 140. It says, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. That's why the King David said that he loved evil more than good. Preserve me from the violent man. See, he's a murderer. He loved to shed blood. It says, which imagine mischief in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. That's why I put on the thumbnail, the America been at war 93% of the time they've been established. They've been warring, killing people, stacking up bodies. See, this is what they do. And look at what King David put on them on this one. See, in 58, he called them a serpent and a snake. And he called them that right here too. And this is why Revelation 12 called them the red dragon, the old serpent, man. Said they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hand of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have planned or purposed to overthrow my goings. See, they got a plan to overthrow the Israelites. Let's steal their identity, steal their land, then exterminate they behind, and everybody will just remember and think that we are the peoples in the land. This is their ultimate plan. And that goes along with Psalm 83, verse 2 on down. They trying to exterminate the Israelites. But this is the violent man who through slavery, you've seen how violent these people can be. When they was the Greeks, let's get that real quick. It breaks down how they were so powerfully wicked, man, and violent. Alexander the Great took over Greece. Okay, what did he do when he take over Greece? It says he made many wars. See, he was killing, murdering, bloodshed. won many strongholds, and killed the kings of the earth. Just going through and massacring people. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. That's the same thing happened in Babylon the Great America. And he gathered a mighty strong army and ruled over countries, nations, kings, and they became tributaries to him. That's why everybody got to have that global dollar. They got to come and get an American banking account so they can trade with this American dollar, man. Look at verse 9. Just to get that last point. It says, and after his death, they all put on crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. See, the earth became full of wickedness. This is why the earth is full of wickedness, because these Edomites. Let's go into who was these Greeks that took over the world and was slaughtering people. This is chapter 5, verse 3. It says, thus Judas was the Maccabees, the Israelites, fought against the children of Esau. See, no other nation was coming to take over Judea, but these Edomites were. See, the Greeks, Antiochus, who was the offspring, well, not the offspring, but he was the part of the nation of Alexander the Great, the Macedonians. And Haman, see, had started the whole operation. Haman was trying to destroy the Persians before Alexander the Great. And Haman was trying to exterminate the Israelites before Antiochus. See, Haman was an Edomite from Agag, who the Lord told Saul to chop his behind up and kill him. And Samuel the prophet had to come chop him up and kill him. And that's what took the throne away from King Saul and gave it to King David. See, because of these Agagites who Haman came from, which Haman was trying to kill, telling the Persians to kill off all the Israelites because of their laws was diverse and against his law. So this is what's going on in the scriptures, man. And these people want to try to hide the fact that they are Edomites. And so we gonna expose they behind, because they are the wicked. See, you can't slander Jacob and say, oh, he's the wicked. We put him in the ghetto and he became a bunch of gang members, looking at movies that we indoctrinated him with, looking at the history that we indoctrinated him with. We was the original gangsters with Al Capone and John Gotti and all these people. We had the Tommy gun, and we promoted that too to him first, and then we gave him this gang culture through the music. The small hat Jewish people that own all the record companies. We've been using magic and mind control on all these Negroes, and now they want to kill each other and be gang members. We paid people millions and millions of dollars to promote this gang culture on them, but now they the problem. We need to go in and use the Bible strategy and just start putting all of them to death by the state. When we done set the whole situation up, man. See, that's why he's a cunning hunter. He say, oh, these gangs is hiding behind the children. Hamas is hiding behind women and children. But guess what? We can't worry about the women and children. We got to go in and show the enemy that we're tough and we're a Department of War. We're going to show the enemy that we the warriors around him. Forget the women and children. When first of all, there's a whole lie in the whole beginning. The whole thing is a lie. And this is why King David said they love telling a lie and they love evil more than good. So I'm going to leave it there. Just want to bring that out about Eric Hickey to expose they behind. Eric Hickey said that 85% of these Edomites is some freaking serial killers, man. So they the murderer. They the violent man in the earth, not no freaking Israelites. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.